Hey, what's going on, guys? Today is the 29th of December, 2025. Wrapping up the year now. Coming into today's the Monday, after Christmas. So I did say I was going to take that kind of period of December off, which was the just basically coming into Christmas week. Like, I was taking that entire week off. I think I took the rest of the week before that off as well, so that's why there's no trade recaps. Because I just didn't take anything. Took a bit of a break from the charts. So yeah, we're back at it now. Traded today and we lost today. Actually, we lost $400 today, which is whatever. Is what it is. Was a good setup, but I'll go over what I could have done to not lose today. Because there definitely was something I could have done to not lose today. So cool. Coming into today, honestly, my bias was pretty bearish. All right. If I look at the higher time frame here, we're delivering from sell side. No, we are not. We're delivering from buy side. We are respecting bearish gaps to the left of us, and we are also disrespecting bullish gaps to the left of us. All right, so we're respecting bearish, disrespecting bullish. As you can see, 4-hour inversion right here. Delivering from buy side. Draws were decent lower. I did have a bit of a I could see bullish side of things as well, because at this time ES was in a daily fair value gap. Like, I literally took out these internal lows right here and came into this daily fair value gap, and it didn't disrespect it. So it was respecting the daily PD rate, but still, just from how NQ was looking and how we were moving, I wanted to see my final draw for today was these lows inside this NWOG. If you want to have a look at them here. Yeah, so these lows inside this NWOG isn't fully filled. It basically is, but it's not though. So there is reason for us to come down and sweep out these lows inside this NWOG and then fully mitigate this entire new week opening gap and then move higher. But yeah, that was sort of my bias coming into today. I was leaning more bearish, but I could see the bullish side of things. So again, just being reactive. Cool. So let's go into market open and see what happens here. Okay, so my condition for market open, to be honest, was we open up this 30-minute fair value gap, and then we come into this 30-minute fair value gap. So market opens higher into this, and then we make a move lower, right? And like pre-market kind of did this already. So like it was like 2 minutes before market open, we ended up manipulating into this 30-minute, and then we ended up having like a Judas swing on open. I'm pretty sure, yeah, had like a Judas swing to the downside on open, and then we ended up pumping pretty high. It was like, I'm not sure what it was, but there was just like a really, really, really fast volatility up. Like, it was like a news candle basically. It was just pumping. We are just moving really fast. And we ended up edging London low or London highs right here. And at this point, I was looking pretty bullish until we ended up making like a swift sort of recovery lower, and we ended up closing because there was a bunch of higher time frame key levels here. Like, we had these hourly internal highs inside this hourly fair value gap. We had another hourly fair value gap up here, and then of course we had that 30 minutes that we've seen as well right here. We ended up sweeping out all this, and then we ended up respecting all of these higher time frame key levels. Hold on. I want to just move to the more important parts. Boom, boom. And we ended up opening these 5-minute fair value gaps right here. And then we ended up disrespecting these fair value gaps too. So at this point, yeah, did we inverse there? Yeah, okay. So we inverse both of these 5-minute fair value gaps here. Cool. At this point, I was now like 100% bearish because we manipulated a bunch of this internal structure right here. We did leave technically relative equal highs with London highs here, but like, that's not really, like, this isn't really a high in my eyes. Like, it's what, a 5-minute little baby high. It's no, I wouldn't really be looking at that, to be honest. I mean, it is a draw though for sure, but it's not that strong of a draw in my eyes anyway. So I wasn't too worried about us coming back up there. And then at this point, after we inverse this, I was like, okay, cool. We might just end up flipping down now fully and just displacing through all these draws lower. But I did have one final condition, and that condition was if we came up into this unfilled 5-minute fair value gap right up here, and we respected this and then made a move lower, I would 100% be willing to take shorts down to here. So I think we ended up coming down and then sweeping out the 9:30 a.m. candle low, which was one of my draws for the trade, but it wasn't my final one. Yeah, I think it was right here. Yeah, right here. So I ended up doing this, and then we ended up inversing this 5-minute right after, not this, on this candle. And then my condition was still this discounted 5-minute, because this is like this premium 5-minute, because this was a very discounted 5-minute in this leg. So it's like, I don't know. If price is going to react off one of the 5-minute fair value gaps, I'd like it to be the more premium one, so we could actually take some good shorts. And then I think it was this next candle. We came into this 5 minute right here, and as you can see, bro, it's just beautiful, like perfect rejection, right? Immediate rejection. But the only thing about it was that there was no 1 minute fair value gap here for me to take, and I do not have the 30-second chart. As you can see the market second by second. It's just unfortunate. I didn't splash the cash to have the lowest of time frames, but there was a really clean, because I was looking at this right here, and there's a really nice 1 minute forming, and then we just had like this instant displacement right through this, and we didn't make the 1 minute for value gap, and I was like, yeah, there's 100% a 30-second here, and there was a 30-second, and a lot of people ended up taking this 30-second here, and this was a really 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 solid trade. I would have taken this 100%. If I could see there was a 30-second there, my target for this trade would have been the discounted 5 minute. So this 5 minute down here would have been my final TP for this trade. And that was like what? That was like 50 points, so whatever. And break even at the 5 minute below. So your entry, I think, was like, yeah, it was like right here. I would have been break even, or where was it? I think no, it was higher up. The entry was like here or something. It was like a really clean 30-second, and then it would have been a simple break even right here at this 5 minute. Right. Yeah, right here. So I would have been break even on the trade right here, and then again targeting the discounted 5 minute down here, which we just delivered to pretty nicely right after. So that was like kind of the ideal scenario for me. And then what we ended up doing is this is where, so that obviously a trade I didn't get in on. So at this point, again, I had one last condition, and my condition was literally just to either get off or not. And that was if we end up taking out these lows down here, and I don't manage to get like a nice clean entry before that, I'm just going to hop off the charts. So at this point, we opened up this 5 minute right here, and then we ended up, again, literally doing the exact same thing. We came up into this 5 minute, and then we had we left the lows down here, right? We inversed this 5 minute to the left of us. We didn't inverse this one here yet, but still, like, I wasn't worried about it again. Like, I was looking, I was very bearish down to these lows. Like, they were super obvious draws. We just edged them here, rejected, really not off much. Came back up into this 5 minute here. It was like a really really clean tap off that 5 minute, and we just had some immediate rejection lower. And the highest time frame for value gap within this leg of price was this 3 minute. Yeah, which we had a really nice displacement right through it. And then my stop for this trade was right here. So my entry was right here, and then my stop was at this 1 minute protected high inside this 1 minute fair value gap, because with this displacement and with everything else, like, I think at this point we actually inversed the 5 minute. Yeah, at this point as well, like, this was like perfect in my eyes, because we inversed this 5 minute bearish, this bullish fair value gap, so about the last fair value gap in this leg, we inversed this as we inversed the 3 minute. Like, everything was like just lining up. It looked really really clean in my eyes. And my stop was just at this protected swing high, because I was like, after us doing all this, there's absolutely no reason for us to come back up here and take out this high again, or take out this protected high in my eyes, because there's just no need for us to do that if we're going to be bearish. And at this point, if we did want to do that, I wouldn't really want to be in the trade at that point, right? Because that's kind of invalidating my trade idea. So yeah, we ended up, my break even was just these internal lows, and then my TP was just this sell side right here. If you wanted, of course, you could have held to the equal lows, the bang on equal lows actually for the external liquidity down here. But I was just looking to target this right here. It's this internal sell side, sorry. Okay, and then we ended up getting close to my break even, and then we ended up reversing, and I got stopped out right here. And this is the thing, this is how I could have avoided this trade, and the reason why is because I technically broke a rule today, and that was that I traded after 11 a.m. So this setup happened, like, bro, yeah, this setup literally happened bang on, like, at 11 a.m. And then we had that displacement, and then once like 11 a.m. started to hit more, we literally just chopped in this area for the remaining, I don't even know how long, but like, look at this, barely moving at all. And the thing is as well, if I did have my stop loss at this original high, I think this trade would have ended up playing out. Yeah, like, we go into like, we go into PM session, or is this lunch break or is it PM? Oh, it's the lunch break, yeah. But then again, yeah, the setup does end out playing. So here we go. There's the break even. That's where the break even would have been. Yeah, so it would have been like, yeah, crazy, 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 crazy. The Yeah, I don't even know what to say about this one, to be honest. We started shopping at 11 a.m. and then delivered during lunch hour. So I was like, okay, whatever, I guess. It is what it is. But that's just like a thing that I'm going to take down in the future and I won't be doing again, is taking trades at 11 a.m. Because I just feel like that's one of the rules that I have set for myself, is to not really be on the charts at past 11 a.m. So if I am, like, that's hindering with the probability of my trade, and it's hindering with the win rate overall of the model, which is just not great. Because like this literally looks like a what? This is like a McDonald's sign on my screen right now. Like, what is this? I don't even know what I'm looking at. But yeah, it is what it is. So honestly, today's price action wasn't really that bad. Like, there was definitely setups. That short there was really, really clean. Super unfortunate I wasn't able to get on this one, but it is what it is. I called this out as well. Like, this was like my exact condition that I wanted to see happen, and the exact thing happened. I just didn't have an entry. Well, there was on the 30 seconds, but I just couldn't see it. So it is what it is. So yeah, that's basically going to be it for today's trade recap. Took an unfortunate loss of minus 400. Could have managed my position maybe a little better. So this is all hindsight. But the main thing that I took away from today's trading session was that you shouldn't really be looking for setups at 11 a.m. because it's just a mess. 11 a.m. more times than not is a chop fest. More times than not. So if your setup hasn't presented itself before 11 a.m., then realistically speaking, it's probably not going to deliver as well as you think as it usually does, but prior 11 a.m. You know. So yeah, that's gonna be it for today's trade recap. If you guys have any questions, please let me know. I'm gonna be uploading a trade recap tomorrow. Won't be trading Wednesday because I have work, and it's also like New Year's Eve. Obviously, won't be trading New Year's Day either. It won't be trading Friday either. So I'm gonna be only this week. I'm only gonna be trading today and tomorrow, and next week we'll be back into it as well because that's gonna be the first week in January. So that's when we're gonna be back fully into it. Gonna be fully dialed in. So yeah, that's it for today's trade recap. I'll catch you guys in the next one. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. You can also add me on Instagram or TikTok or Discord if you have any questions that you want to ask me directly. And yeah, that's gonna be it. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.